सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला।
सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
On the show tonight, 25-year-old tennis player Radhika murdered by her father in cold blood over social media and societal pressure. It's the most gruesome case of the year. At 8:30 p.m., the disaster called Kangana Ranaut, how she's stirring controversy. She's more active on social media than among her constituents. At 9 o'clock tonight, a man of the hour, the spectacular, amazing, incredible Ajit Doval speaks on the hugely successful operation on Pakistan's air bases, and he's taken and given a harsh reality check to the likes of the Sabut gang. And ladies and gentlemen, 25-year-old Radhika Yadav, a state-level tennis player who lived in Gurugram, was shot 4 times in the back of her head while cooking breakfast at her home in Gurugram by her own 51-year-old father. Now, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday there were reports that she was killed over an Instagram reel. Now sources reveal that 51-year-old Deepak, who's her father, confessed that he claims he was getting taunts, accusing him of living off his daughter's fame. She was running a tennis academy, and out of that rage, he killed her in cold blood. We still do not know details of this case, but we know that Radhika was killed by her 51-year-old father with 4 bullets, all fired from behind with chilling deliberation. Each bullet was retrieved from her body, and she bled to death. This is not just murder. It is a brutal indictment of a mindset that treats daughters as property. That treats daughters as property, not people. When obedience is demanded at gunpoint, society must ask, how did we come to this point? Radhika had a promising future ahead. Promising state-level tennis player, ranked 1999 by the ITF, had competed in ITF tournaments in Indore, Kuala Lumpur and Malaysia, made her country proud, moved into the global sports entry-level circuit, and at the age of just 25 ran her own tennis academy. This is not an isolated case I'm talking about tonight. This reflects a very troubling pattern that we often overlook. Incidents like this, where daughters face violence for asserting their identity or achieving success, are much more common than we may realize. And when this man, this 51-year-old man, says, I killed my daughter because she was doing too well. I killed my daughter because she didn't listen to me. I killed my promising daughter, my tennis academy running 25-year-old independent daughter, because some people told me I was living off her income. Then I'd like to remind you of many other cases. It's gruesome, but I'll say 10 days back, a father killed his 9-year-old daughter because she failed to ride her bicycle, because she fell off her bicycle. In June this year, a man killed his daughter because she got less marks in a mock test. The story is told sometimes that we should be proud of all the achievements of women, daughters of our country, and we should be, but we are not telling the full story of how we still treat women. We say, yes, we are so proud of all the women scientists at ISRO, but are we honest enough to say that in January this year, a 20-year-old Tanu Gurjar was shot dead by her father days before her wedding for refusing to marry the man that the father has chosen for her. This happened in Gwalior. We talk about all the incredible women achievers of this country, and we're so proud of them, aren't we? We're so proud of Sania Mirza, aren't we? But then there's also the case of Radhika Yadav, probably inspired by Sania Mirza, but shot at for just achieving things on her own by her own father. In December last year in Uttar Pradesh's Bulandshahr, a man named Naveen killed his own daughter for refusing a marriage proposal he had arranged at that point of time. In November last year, a 40-year-old man killed his 18-year-old daughter because she took time to finish cooking and cleaning the house. In April last year in Delhi's Bhajanpura area, 46-year-old Mohammad Shahid slit the throat of his 22-year-old daughter Shaina and his younger brother because of his suspicion. Now, if we can't protect our daughters from their own families, then what are we even building as a nation? We talk about being Viksit Bharat, we will be, but I keep saying a country does not become Viksit by developing purchasing power parity or GDP per capita alone. And there are some people in this country who call this honor killing. I say, don't you dare call this honor killing. There is no honor here. There is only shame. Shame covered in the noise of despicable and stinking patriarchy, fed by insecurity and executed in cowardice. It is time we stop hiding behind culture and call this what it is. This is not an honor killing. It is premeditated murder sanctioned by mindset. Let this be a moment of national soul searching. I wonder why, and I request all the members of the Nationalist Collective tonight, because you see, the politicians have failed us. The politicians have failed us. I repeat for a third time tonight, when it comes to be counted, the politicians fail the people of this country. And when politicians fail, society must awaken. Therefore, I call upon all of you, use the Nationalist Collective as your forum. Join us and express your anger against the politicians, because today, all the politicians of the country, all of them should only have been talking about this. And in all the cases I mentioned, remember, politicians didn't speak because, see, politicians don't want to tread on the toes of vote banks. They look at everything, these politicians, as vote banks. They look at the identity, language, religion of the accused and the perpetrator, then they make up their own mind. They don't think about nation first. Let Radhika's story not be reduced to a mere headline. Let this be a moment of reckoning. For every girl who was told to stay silent, for every girl who was told to stay silent, stay small, stay invincible, for every Radhika whose name we will never know. The bullets did not just pierce Radhika's back. They pierced an illusion that our daughters are safe at home. The fact is, think about this, our daughters are not safe at home. We try to keep looking for iconic achievers who are women. Of course, we are so proud of them, but we want to hide the reality. And our politicians fail us. They don't make these national issues. They don't have national press conferences on this. They don't come on the streets on this. Because they want to save their vote banks. This is more than murder. This is a message. And that answer to that message is only outrage. There has to be an unrelenting national outrage on this. Let's debate.
25-year-old Radhika Yadav, a tennis player full of ambition and dreams, was murdered in Haryana's Gurugram on Thursday. She was murdered in her own house by her father. While the news has shocked the nation, the motive behind the murder is even more shocking. 49-year-old Deepak Yadav shot 5 rounds, 3 hitting his daughter in a fit of anger because he could not bear the taunts of society.
6 पुलिस स्टेशन गुरुग्राम में इन्फॉर्मेशन मिली थी एक निजी हॉस्पिटल से कि एक लड़की है जिसको कुछ गोलियां लगी हैं जो मृत अवस्था में हॉस्पिटल में है। पुलिस के द्वारा उसके घर जाकर के पता किया गया लेटर ऑन, तो मालूम हुआ कि ये जो राधिका है ये टेनिस प्लेयर थी और फिलहाल ये कोई अपनी टेनिस एकेडमी चला रही थी। इसके पिता के द्वारा इसको गोलियां मारी गई हैं, जिसको पुलिस के द्वारा अरेस्ट कर लिया गया है और उससे पूछताछ की गई है तो उन्होंने इस घटना को अंजाम देना स्वीकार किया है।
Radhika started a tennis academy where she trained young children, reportedly after an injury. She paid 35,000 rupees as rent per month to run this academy, her dream project.
दिन तारीख तो नहीं पता है, के लिए 1 महीना या 25 दिन कुछ ग्राउंड मतलब चलाया, उसके बाद में फिर चले गए।
क्या रेंट पे लिया था?
हाँ, रेंट पे लिया था।
ये तीनों कोर्ट उनके हैं जो हम देख रहे हैं?
हाँ, ये तीनों कोर्ट लिए थे सर।
कितने बच्चे आते होंगे सीखने के लिए?
सर अभी नई एकेडमी चालू करी थी तो वो एक बेटी आती थी, एक बेटा आता था।
डेली रोजाना आती थी?
हाँ, रोजाना आते थे।
अलग अलग बैच चलते थे, सुबह शाम, या सुबह आना शाम को नहीं आना, इस तरीके?
नहीं, दोनों टाइम। बोलने चालने में बहुत अच्छा था, मतलब भैया करके बात करते थे कभी भी, मतलब ऐसे नहीं कि ओ क्या है, ऐसे कुछ भी नहीं, मतलब भैया इधर आ जाओ, मेरा काम कर दो फिर चले जाओ।
Radhika's father, Deepak Yadav, has informed the police that he would be told that he must be enjoying his daughter's earning. A comment that would make most of the fathers swell with pride made this insecure man burn in agony. The words that he could have taken as compliments became taunts for Radhika's father. He ordered his daughter to shut the academy. When she did not, he shot her thrice, reportedly while she was cooking for her sick mother on her birthday.
हम मंदिर में थे, मंदिर से होने के बाद में हमने यहाँ बात करते हुए 3 लेडीज को मैं देखा, दीपक को, पत्नी को, वाइफ को, और 2 लेडीज और था। तो मैं ये देखा कि क्या बात की हल्ला हो रहा था, तो बारिश हो रहा था, तो मैं फिर भी सुनने लगा कि बात क्या है। फिर इतने देर में आधे घंटा के बाद फिर दीपक निकला उधर से, पिस्टल ले गए, बोला हमने मार दिया।
In his confession to the police, the killer father has said he was uncomfortable with people's comments as he felt it was an attack to his honor and reputation. Republic reached Wazirabad to investigate Deepak Yadav's claim of taunts by village people and found a different picture.
पुलिस को स्टेटमेंट दिया है, उस स्टेटमेंट के दौरान ये साफ तौर पे कहा है कि वो गांव जाया करते थे। ये जो वजीराबाद का इलाका है, जिस घर में हम बैठे हैं वो उनका घर है, वहाँ आया करते थे, आसपास के लोग जो हैं उनका मजाक उड़ाते हैं। आप ये कह रही हैं कि साढ़े 3 साल से वो यहाँ आए नहीं हैं?
नहीं, मैं जब से यहाँ पे आई हूँ तो मैंने आज तक उनकी शक्ल नहीं देखी। मैं नहीं देखा तक नहीं कि कैसे हैं कैसे नहीं हैं, हमने उनको कभी नहीं देखा।
So far, there is no financial struggle angle. In fact, reports suggest that Deepak Yadav owned multiple properties and earned lakhs of rupees every month. Some reports suggest that Radhika's social media reels and music video triggered Deepak Yadav. Is it a case of honor killing? Or is there more to this shocking case?
We have Pratibha Prahlad with us, well-known activist Advaita Kaila, fantastic columnist and speaker, Lalita Kumaramangalam, former chairperson of the National Commission for Women, and senior advocate, Supreme Court, N.S. Napinai. Ms. Napinai, I'd like to come to you. Something about this case is not adding up for me. It's appearing too simplistic. You see, Radhika Yadav is found lying in a pool of blood in the kitchen. She has 3 gunshot wounds into her back. A total of 5 bullets have been fired. The revolver that kills her is found in the drawing room of the house. Radhika Yadav is shot by her own father. Right? He says that I killed her because people were making fun of me, saying you are living off your daughter's income. This seems too simplistic to me. What are your first thoughts on this case?
The first immediate thought that I had was facts indeed are stranger than fiction. And as you rightly have pointed out, the details don't add up. That an offense has been committed is all we can speak about today. A confession to police does not carry evidentiary value. Having said that, we have certain facts before us and we'll have to take it from there. The first thing that comes to my mind is, under the Arms Act, one of the criteria that they have to verify is mental health. So, what kind of mental health verification are they doing if a person can be given a licensed gun in a situation like this? Secondly, what is the usage that this gun has been put to? Where is it being kept and how is it being used? And what could have been the trigger? I think that can only come from further investigation or from the accused himself. It may be a bit premature for us to look at it, but that this case impacts gender justice, it impacts women in sports, it impacts women in any profession for that matter, and their development is a given. Because if you're going to struggle to first get an education, then you have to struggle to get a career. And after you get a career, you have to struggle even if you're successful in it. Then we still haven't really done
I just if you could pause for a while. This is not adding up for me for a few reasons.
Yeah, can I come
because it's being said she's shot at the back of the head while she's cooking in the kitchen. It's Lalita ji, this is one thing which is said, and then there is a report that while Radhika Yadav's father and she were discussing shutting down her tennis academy, an argument broke out. In a fit of rage, he shot his daughter. Then how is it that the second theory going around is that she was cooking and she was shot at from the back? You know, both these are completely contradictory versions.
Arnab, a parent is supposed to protect his child, son, daughter, whatever.
Yes.
And there is no excuse. There can be absolutely no excuse for any parent to harm their daughter or son in any way. To say there's a trigger, I lost my temper, people taunted me, blah, blah, blah. That's what I'd call it. This is a crime. Premeditated or not can be decided later, but it is a crime. You can't kill anybody. You don't have the right to kill anybody. Basically, it's just a patriarchal mindset. The man must have been frustrated. I guess I may be wrong, but I don't think I am. That he was not able to control
Is there some collective hiding of the facts going on here?
Yeah, I mean, she had her own will. She lived her life in her own way. Probably was not willing to keep taking his nagging or whatever it was that he was trying to do. He couldn't control her. So he thought he'd finish her off. The cost of a woman's life, the cost of a daughter's life must have been so paltry in his imagination or his mindset or whatever word
but I think there are other angles here. You see, I've been seeing this for such a long time, Advaita, that there are so many cases where young women are killed and immediately, within seconds, the media says honor killing and over. So honor killing means, the honor of the man of the family was affected. The man of the family has honor. The woman brings disrepute. Man defends his honor. And honor killing happens. This explanation I refuse to accept here.
I agree. I think you picked it up. I mean, it's this honor killing is, call it honor killing, put it in a drawer and slide the drawer shut.
Slide the drawer shut.
That's the purpose it serves. This is very, very strange because remember, tennis is an expensive sport. This father was highly encouraging of his daughter. He traveled everywhere with her. He paid for her tennis lessons, her travel. All of it he took care of. He invested money in that academy that she started up, bought expensive rackets worth 1 lakh each. I mean, this is serious investment. I mean, like your reporter said, this villager story doesn't make sense because he hasn't been back to his village in 3 years. And believe me, Wazirabad, I'm from this area, I live here. So I know Wazirabad is next door to where he lives, Sushant Lok. Too. So, and they've still not gone there. So I think this whole thing that I was frustrated, I wanted her to close the academy, or she was making reels. Now these reels, she had a locked profile. She had only some 67 followers. So it wasn't like she was very active or open on Instagram or social media, wherein there was any issue of that sort. Interestingly, Arnab, the Instagram has been immediately deleted. So there's a premeditated quality to this also, wherein you come in and you shoot her from the back, which means that she didn't know what was coming her way. This was clearly something that she was caught off guard about, because if it had been a crime of passion, there would have been some interaction, some argument, some shots to the front, but she was shot in the back of the head.
No, but you see, there
are a lot of things here that just don't make sense.
This is an extraordinary talent. She has played in ITF tour tournaments. She has represented the country in the International Tennis Federation. She lost in the second round in Malaysia and the first round in 2 other meets, right? The ITF is the main governing body for junior and entry-level tournaments, while the WTA governs the top layer. So she's been trying to get into global tennis. She may not have done very well in her initial global outings, but she comes back, she starts a training academy, she rents a tennis court for 35,000 rupees a month, she starts training people there, she's doing fairly well, right? Now, funny thing is, Pratibha, since yesterday, many stories are coming out and it is all police plants. And the media is happily, first the story comes out, she was making reels, so he shot her. Ridiculous. It is all aimed, second story goes out, she was doing well, so he killed her. Third story goes out, no, he wanted the tennis academy shut. Fourth story goes out, when he goes to get milk, people make fun of him that your daughter is doing very well. Very well. So 4 theories have come out. And this police is also putting out multiple theories. Because in certain parts of the country, it's very easy to dismiss any case like honor killing.
So, Arnab, you've put the issues in perspective. I mean, completely in perspective. Not just now, but in your opening remarks as well. My take on this is that, even today, women's independence, even in their own homes, is a grim kind of, is challenged by their own families. Yeah. And it's a far cry from reality. And this thing, what you've spoken about, Radhika Yadav's murder, is not just a family tragedy in her own house. It's a societal tragedy because it kills many girls' hopes of living and having autonomy over their body, their mind, and their finances. Now, my point is that, we are, like you said, we're talking of Viksit Bharat. And and if women are not given equal opportunities to blossom, to prosper in their own houses, how are they going to do it in society? So I'm very, very confused because this father is either dysfunctional or he has some mental issues or he's got some deep-seated patriarchal issues, and this could be a patriarchal backlash as well. And we know that. But no, I'm not going to call it honor killing. I like the way you said it's a dishonor killing because these things that happen do not honor anybody. They don't honor the father, they don't honor the family, they don't honor the country or community or society. So they are a huge blot on our society that fails to accept even today that a woman can have autonomy over her, over her physical self, over her financials, and over her mind. And this is about control. It's not about anything else. It's about male control. And, we as a society should raise boys to respect women and share their joy in their success. This young girl was not just a tennis star. She was also an entrepreneur. She started an academy to earn her own, livelihood. If, like you said, the first theory that she was killed because she had an academy, I mean, that's a ridiculous kind of a theory. Why would a father, dishonor her? And
I don't know, it's a gut feel I have about this, like the Sushant case. I have a feeling this is not adding up for me. Like the Sushant case, I believe people are lying about it.
Yes, it's not adding up. It's not adding up.
You have the same feeling here, Pratibha? Do you feel the same way, Advaita?
Right, absolutely right.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Arnab, we just don't know right now, and something is going on. Something is absolutely going on, and the facts just don't bear out the version that is being put out into the public domain. And it's very important that we get to what the actual motivation is. Because are we ever going to learn anything? Arnab, globally, 60% of women are killed not in stranger homicides, but in intimate partner homicides, in people who they know actually go out and kill them. In India, 40 to 50% of women are killed by in-laws and husbands. So you can imagine if 60% is the global average.
Those are the cases that get covered up the most, Lalita. When the crime happens in the family, it's covered up quickly.
Yeah, last week, if you remember, I was on your show about that girl who killed herself, who committed suicide because she was forced into it, dowry harassment by her in-laws. Again, it is the people whom you trust the most, whom you are supposed to respect, love, etc., the most, who turn around and literally kill you. And in this case, it's not just killing one's hopes and dreams. He has actually killed her. as Pratibha said, this is not just one girl. This has happened to so many girls, and this is how they set an example, that you cannot cross certain lines. Any woman or any young girl who says that I have the courage, I have the perseverance, I have the hard work, I have the talent, I'm standing up for myself, I'm standing up for my family, I would like to set an example. Their voices are scorched and they're just killed.
Today I also wonder what the problem is. That problem is all the parties which say ladki hu, lad sakti hu, beti padhao, beti bachao, both BJP, Congress, all relatively quiet on this. Because
exactly, I haven't heard anything from anybody.
Why are the political parties, are they busy with something else? I think they must be doing something very busy. They don't talk about these cases. Is it because they want a patriarchal vote bank?
Possibly, as you mentioned earlier, the Yadavs are a very important vote bank. That's the only thing that strikes me. Or maybe basically because they are also equally patriarchal at heart.
Why doesn't the BJP carry out a protest rally in Gurugram over this?
Arnab, because they'll have to swim in that protest rally.
No, but then if they can't take a position on issues like this, what's the point?
I'm asking
the BJP. Well, you are in power. Why don't you have a protest rally on this? Why doesn't the BJP lead by example and have a protest rally? Why doesn't the BJP, Haryana BJP Chief Minister have a protest rally, a silent march that goes through the streets of Sushant Lok, Gurugram, Wazirabad, all across Uttar Pradesh? Why does the Bharatiya Janata Party not announce a statewide series of silent marches on this issue? Why does the Congress party stop its pro-Waqf protest and protest against the way women are actually treated in this country? Because then they will say, oh, but we've given you gas cylinders, you should be happy. No, we've given you gas cylinders, you should be happy, you should be quiet. We are giving you 1,500 rupees in subsidy. We are giving you a direct cash transfer, you should be happy. This is a reality. You see, Lalita, this aspect, I am so angry with the political parties today, Lalita. They've really let the people down. This should be a subject on which everybody, Prime Minister, President of India, all cabinet ministers should be tweeting and expressing outrage on this. Supreme Court judges, everyone.
The girl who died in Tamil Nadu last week was from Coimbatore. The national president of the BJP Mahila Morcha is from Coimbatore, Vandathi Srinivas. Not a peep out of her. Nothing happened. All of this is just, I don't know, it's like, a drama serial on TV or something like that.
But this is happening in our country. We don't want to talk about it, right? We can't I am saying on TV, you cannot be Viksit Bharat if this case happens.
Yeah. No, what sort of honor, what sort of...
We don't want to be distracted by GDP numbers and purchasing power ratios.
Women are unsafe in their own homes.
And we want action against the policemen who are planting stories in this case.
Absolutely.
Nail on the head.
But will that ever happen?
There's
probably being
irresponsible leaks
to pander to a certain kind of public. So I just wanted to come in on one point, which is that we have identified a problem. We should also look for solutions now. And what is it that we could probably work on? Take away all the political diatribe.
I have a feeling, not political diatribe, but I have a feeling, Ms. Napinai. No, I have a feeling, Ms. Napinai, political parties look upon women as vulnerable and emotional vote banks. They want to use in cases like Nirbhaya. They don't understand the anger among women. They don't understand that women don't just need subsidies. There is no show of support today. I will appeal today to the President of India. I will appeal to the President of India, Draupadi Murmuji, to please make this a national issue. I request the President of India to lead from the front on this. Rupali is calling from Mumbai. Rupali.
Education and awareness also.
True, I agree, Ms. Napinai. Rupali.
Hello.
Hi. Rupali is calling from Mumbai. Rupali, hi. Your thoughts on this?
Arnab, I just want to put a point ahead. It's always an amazing thing talking to you, being on a show, and what I constantly watch your shows. So, I salute you for being an Indian. Getting on the point, women in India, Hindus, Okay, and the father, I might be controversial when I'm saying this. The father, when he saw the videos of his daughter with what's his name, Imamu something, Haka something, he's from this, what do you call that, Crime Patrol actor and everything. He got angry. He got pissed off. I can't blame him. So, mera ye kehna hai, this is my opinion. I'm not saying this should be everybody's opinion, but what is happening currently in India, ye jo love, jihad and all
No, please, now, Rupali, please don't even indirectly try to pull a justification for this, please. I totally disagree with your thoughts on this. No. This is a murder case, please. You know, you can't give a societal explanation.
The father is supposed to protect something like this.
Please. No, this is nothing. Please don't bring a love jihad angle in this. This is so bad.
I think it's please. Not right.
No, it's not right. Vanita from Chennai. Vanita.
Yeah, hi. I will directly go to the point that I am surprised. Where is the mother?
Where is the mother?
Why is she not getting and standing up for the daughter? Now that man has done whatever, I think so that means the lady of the house was also suffering with something. That is why she is not able to speak up for the daughter. There is something which is really not catching up.
Yeah.
It is a very, very, how much ever point police gives, but it doesn't work like that.
It's disturbing. The problem what can happen, Vanita, is that later, if the mother turns hostile, if the mother does not give a statement against her own husband, she would be the eyewitness. It would be the members of the family who would have to, whose statement would be important.
But I doubt
Advaita?
She didn't see anything. She said she was unwell and in another room, so she didn't see
that is a very easy thing to say. I was unwell in another room. I was not there. Nobody in the family claims to have seen it. Lalita, that's also interesting.
Correct.
So the cover-up has already happened.
I don't know if any of you have ever heard a gunshot. I have once. It almost blasts your ears. It's impossible that you're in the same house and you didn't hear it. So I'm afraid what Arnab is saying may be right, that there's a cover-up that has started before even the last shot was fired. And I don't think the father would have done it without anybody else in the house, at the very least hearing the noise. I mean, I agree. Where is the mother? And after all this has happened, why hasn't she sat up for her daughter? I mean, stood up for her daughter. I think the whole family needs to be taken to task. The father, yes, directly because he's the one who wielded the gun and has even given his confession. But also in a house, you don't live in isolation. A girl who's doing the cooking.
If her mother was something happens in a house, it's very difficult to put things together. Look at the Arushi case. I don't want to open my mouth. Everybody knows. I've always had concerns about the Arushi case.
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly.
Now in the Arushi case, when you ask questions, why are you getting in bad media? You see, the family can come together and give any story.
Yes.
There are so many question marks about it.
About Arushi, exactly.
I don't think we've got to the truth there at all.
Yeah, but all this, people don't want to talk about it. People don't want to talk about that. People don't want to talk about Arushi. People don't want to talk about Arushi. Vaishali Shinde from Kolhapur. Vaishali, hi.
Yeah, Arnab, good evening.
Good evening.
Am I audible?
Good evening. Yes, please, Vaishali. You are loud and clear. Yes.
See, Arnab, since 1998, I have been in teaching field, education field. And similarly, for 6 to 7 years or something, I was in-house counselor also. All these things, as these things are happening with the girls, these things are happening with the boys also. And the thing is that I just don't understand कि आपके बेटे ने, if your child doesn't sweep a floor, then you beat that child with the same broomstick. Now, what kind of humanitarian attitude is there in society?
No, there's none. There's something very bizarre and perverse going on.
Because if the child is not secure at home, already you people...
Arushi was not secure at home.
Yeah, because I just say, yes, definitely our generation definitely failed in parenting. Similarly, you have made the world so corrupt in such a way that child is not safe outside also, and in such cases, child is not safe in inside the home also, mentally,
Yeah, totally. No, they're not. I'm telling you, but somewhere, Vaishali, and I'll wrap this up by saying I have a very uncomfortable feeling about the theories being put out. I feel somewhere there is a big cover-up going on, and we need to push this more. We will. I thank you all, Pratibha, Advaita, Lalita, and Ms. Napinai for joining me. I thank you so much for joining me.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।